everyone, I'm Bridget. Today is May 8th, 2020. Welcome to your BHS News Distance Learning Special, Volume 5. Today we're going to begin our series called People We Miss from BHS. Welcome, Mr. Healy.
Hi, how are you?
Hi everyone, it's James. Mr. Healy, what is the best way you've found to stay occupied and busy during quarantine?
Well, I'm online quite a bit with school. We have some Google meetings regularly with the administration. I'm also reaching out to kids via emails as well as phone calls. And personally, I'm keeping myself occupied by trying to get out and walk about an hour and a half every evening to give myself some exercise, some focus, something else to do. And so far, it's going okay.
Hi, Mr. Healy. It's Alexa.
Hi there.
It looks like you're in your office right now. What's it like being in the building?
Well, to a certain extent, it's a little bit normal. I like coming into work a few days a week. I try to come in Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays to be in the office for about 3 hours. It allows me to contact kids from the office and reach out to people. It's odd because there are no students here. And, the reason we're all in the job is because of the kids. And without the kids being here, I have to say it really feels very empty.
Hi, Mr. Healy, Mertz here. What's on your list of shows, movies to recommend?
Well, I think like most of America, I did get dragged into the Tiger King frenzy, and I watched the show there about Joe Exotic, a little odd to say the least. I watched another series called Messiah that was kind of interesting, a little thought-provoking there. And actually, I've been most enjoying the fact that we can get reruns of some pretty good sporting events. I've watched the Giants Super Bowl victories a few times. I like watching Monday Night Football, even though it isn't the fall. They still have football now on Monday nights. And yesterday, I enjoyed watching the United States in the Ryder Cup from 2016, defeat Europe. So trying to keep up with sports as much as I can, even though there's no real sports going on right now.
Anything you want to say to the seniors who've had their final year cut short?
Well, as I've said when I've called you guys with the voice messages, I am so sorry that this is happening to your class. It has been a great privilege of mine to work with the class of 2020 over the last 4 years, even with the kids that contributed to my continued gray hair. And at the same time, please do not give up hope. We are going to do our best to make sure that we have as positive of an end to senior year for the class of 2020. So please hang in there.
Thanks, Mr. Healy, BHS. Stay safe.
My pleasure. Take care. Stay safe, guys. Take care now. Bye-bye.
I left my microphones at school, and it's Friday. Maybe I'll post this today or not, but it's Friday when I'm recording this, and I don't have a rose gold microphone to sing to you. Are you sad? Well, hopefully just seeing me is just cheering you up. I couldn't help but think about the idea of loneliness today, so I wanted to talk to you about that a little bit. Now, lonely and bored aren't necessarily the same thing. They could happen at the same time, but I don't want you to mistake the two because they are, at least in my world, two really different things, right? And to understand what a thing is, you have to know what it's not. So lonely and bored could happen together, but they don't have to. Neither of them has to happen either, but we don't have to get that deep for sure. Boredom, right? My uncle used to always say, if you're bored, you're boring. And that might be a little too sassy for our purposes here, but boredom is really the absence of a worthy idea. I'm not somebody who ever gets bored, and I don't say that to brag, and I don't say that to impress you, but I say that to impress upon you that there's always something you can create, something you can do, especially right now where the downtime is probably more than usual. I want you to take yourself on a dream walk back about 10 years or so, when you were a little one, learning how to do all the things. What did you love to do? Like, can I tell you a secret that you probably won't be surprised about? I used to walk around my house with a notebook and I was writing a book. Yeah, thankfully I probably threw that out over the years, but I used to walk around like writing and making up stories and things. Makes sense what I do now, right? So think about what you loved to do then, because you probably weren't getting bored when you were that little one. unless someone was making you do a lot of boring stuff. But anyway, think about what it could be: coloring, it could be making something, it could be making a mess, and now you know how to clean up. Now, loneliness. It's totally possible to feel lonely in a crowded room. I've felt lonely at school and there's 1,000 people there. I probably felt lonely at some times when I was in my high school and there were 700 kids per grade times 3 grades plus the teachers and staff. You do the math. This is not math class. This is life class right now. Maybe you're feeling lonely right now because you feel like everybody's out doing something and you have the meanest parents on the block who won't let you go out. No one's supposed to go out right now. So, I mean, I'm not the boss of you, so you do you, but that's kind of what's up right now. It's kind of like what we're supposed to do, and I'm all for being punk rock, but it's kind of punk rock to hunker down right now, whatever your family wants. They come first. This is just your English teacher's ideas, right? But you could feel lonely in a house full of people. Or you could be in an empty house and not feel lonely. It's really all starting here and a little bit of here and sometimes in the gut, which we sometimes call your second brain. But again, we don't need to get that deep right now. It's just a live from Studio B moment. If you are feeling lonely and kind of thinking, ugh, all the times I hated being at school or didn't want to be there and now I wish I could see everybody, know that we're going to do some Google Hangouts. And even if you really rather eat glass than talk about Julius Caesar, please don't eat glass. But even if talking about Julius Caesar sounds like the worst thing ever, we're going to be on Hangout on Monday. We're going to do some more for the duration of however long we are separated. And even if you want to schedule a Hangout, and I know hanging out with your English teacher might not be the coolest sounding thing ever, but if you want to just schedule a Hangout, a Google Meet as they call them now, we can do that. We can connect, we can talk. There are so many ways, like we've been training for this with how many ways you guys can connect with people online safely and with the supervision of the adults who care about you, right? But there are ways to connect, but you can feel a lot of feelings now, and I recommend, there was a hair, I'll pick that up later. I'm not editing these videos, so you're getting the realness, because I don't get to edit when we're actually together. I want you to feel the feelings, and sometimes they're gonna be tough. Shout out to Challenge Day, we learned how to deal with some things there. But feel the feelings and write it down. Type it out, share it with me, share it with your actual favorite teacher, or not. Let it be. The more you write things down or think about them, process them, do a walking meditation where you walk around your house or wherever you're allowed to go walking right now and think about these things, process the feelings. You keep them in, whether it's lonely or bored or something else, you keep them in, they're going to fester. And that word sounds as icky as it can be. But let it out. So whether you're feeling the feeling of boredom, you can connect back to what you loved. If you're feeling the feeling of lonely, make a list of things you're grateful for. Reach out to somebody. Chances are that there's somebody else that you can picture in your head. Think of the first person that pops in your head right now who could use someone to reach out to them to. Or you could always send me an email because I'd love to hear from you. All right, that's enough from Studio B. I'll see you guys live in the Google Meet on Monday if you are one of my English 10 people. If you're not one of my English 10 people and you just happened upon this video, well, hello. You're in our hearts. Bye, everyone.